Well, hello, guys, and welcome to the Up to 11 podcast. Welcome back to episode 11. It's the final episode, everybody. This one is a concert review of the second to last concert of the year. I've actually counted how many gigs I've been to so far this year, and it is 21, um, which is, I have no clue how I've gone to 21 gigs. I have no clue. 22 uh, after Slipknot, which is in not next week, the week after. It's going to be good. It's going to be still good. Can't wait. First time seeing Slipknot, if I remember. Yes, I haven't seen Slipknot. I'm saying like if I've been to see him before. To be honest, I have no clue. I've probably seen him before, but I don't have a clue. Anyway, but that review will be on another podcast. It won't be called Up to 11. It will be called something different. So yeah. This one is for Sam Fender at the First Direct Arena. Now, I've never been to this arena before, and I enjoyed it. It's a really nice arena. Um, and it's only been I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the arena. It was built in 2011 to 13, and it opened on the 24th of July 2013, with it being the first concert there. Uh, that was by Bruce Springsteen. He had an audience of 13,000 people, which is just shy of the capacity it's got, which is 13,781, which is, I think, seats. Obviously, it depends on the gig size and whatever. They'll have different tiered seating. The Because at Leeds, it's not really an arena. Well, it is an arena, but it's more like an amphitheater style. So you look at it from like Google Maps or something, and you're like, that's arena, and an arena. That's like it's like a box, and it goes obviously down into the ground, obviously, and then. But yeah, it's a really nice arena. We as soon as we got to the car park, um, and we walked out, and we were like, oh, it's all lit up, it's all nice and flashing lights and stuff, because it's got like, it looks like on the front, I can't really describe it, but it's weird. Um, yeah, it's kind of weird. Uh, it is really weird. I can't put my finger on it for some reason. What I would, what it looks like. But anyway, we got in, and yeah, there's three tiers of seating, which I thought was pretty dope. And in an amphitheater style arena, and then then you got the floor, which is for standing. So I want to talk about how long it took us to get there. Sorry. Just in case you live like near where I live in Stafford. If you're ever trying to get tickets for a gig, I recommend. My best mate was finishing work at 4, so luckily I had purchased two tickets each for both standing and seating when they went on sale. And oh god, sorry guys, I tried to do this after the gig when I came home, because I've had a bit of a I've had a bit of a cold. Um, I've been suffering. I had a massive sore throat about 2 weeks ago, nearly 3 weeks ago, and I was just not with it at all. I think I caught something at the Cortinas gig. Um, so it's been like nearly 4 weeks since we went to that gig. Um, so yeah, I must have caught something because I felt really bad on Sunday. 2 days after the Cortinas gig, I went to work, and throughout the day, I was like, I got a bit of a lump in my throat. Like midday, I started to feel a lump in my throat, and then as the day went on, it got progressively worse, and I was like, oh god. And then by like 4 o'clock, I think I was just ready to throw in the towel at work, literally. And because where I work on a Sunday gets really busy, I was just I was coming down with something as well. My throat wasn't bad then. It was just a fever I was coming down with as well at the same time. That was bad. And then because we were doing the rush, I probably should have gone home, to be honest, because I work in a food environment. Really, I should have gone home straight away. Um, once I started to feel really horrible, but I muscled on through for about 4 hours. Went home an hour and a bit later than I was intent. Well, I mean, if you do the day shift, you can finish any time between like 5 o'clock and 8 p.m. Um, uh, I mean, if you're salaried, you're paid till 8 o'clock or just shy of 8 o'clock, and that's when they want you to stay to. Um, but I stayed till about 9:15, 9:30. But I was asleep in the office for about an hour because I literally had, I don't know what I took. I think it was cocodamol. Probably shouldn't have took that because I had to drive home. And that, it spruced me up a bit for a good 20 minutes, I think. I got outside, had a bit of fresh air, and that did me wonders. And for like half hour, it felt like I was not unwell at all. And then as soon as the drugs started to wear off, which didn't take long at all, I was literally on the come down, and I was like, "Oh God, I really need to go home. I need my bed." And I got home, had some chicken soup, and it was on the first night of I'm a Celeb, actually. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and yeah, watched that. I had a laugh. To be fair, forgot I was ill whilst I was eating or drinking my chicken soup. I fell asleep in the bath, actually, if I remember, because I got home. I just needed a bath. I didn't really want to stand in the shower. I fell asleep in the bath, and then we watched Thomas Lab, had my chicken soup, and then I went bed. And I slept the whole of Monday. It was the whole of Monday I slept. I think I got up. Well, no, my mom kept waking. I think she woke me up a couple of times just to make sure that I was drinking, you know, fluids and stuff. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, I just went straight back to bed. I didn't even like think of anything else. I just went literally straight back to bed. I'm happy that I messaged a bit on Sunday that because I was rotated on to do the Monday, which I don't normally do anyway. But at my other at the other place, because at the moment I was at the time I was between two stores, so I was rotated on for that Monday because someone was off on holiday, and I was like, yeah, I'm coming down with something. As soon as I saw the rotor, I was like, please, Monday. Oh, I'm working Monday on the open as well. Yeah, I'm not. And I messaged. I was like, yeah, I'm not well at all. I'm coming down with something, and I'll probably feel much worse in a few hours' time. And yeah, and I just slept throughout the whole of that Monday. Um, the whole of that Monday, I felt, I was just asleep. So, and I think I woke up just after midnight, actually, on Tuesday morning. and it was on my chest. I could feel a bit of mucus on my chest. This is not what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Because it's happened twice now. Well, once for a gig. I can't remember which gig. It was either the 30 Seconds to Mars gig. It was around April, May time, because I got unwell in April and May. I don't know what it is, honestly. It's either I think it's definitely COVID. It's some sort of COVID or whatever. So yeah, I literally, we call it orking up. So there's a lot of mucus that's on your chest or in your throat, and because so I literally orked up, spat it out, and it was massive. I was like, oh my good God, that's huge. I did it in the sink. I don't know why. I should have just did it in the toilet, orked it in the toilet. But I was like, holy smokes! It didn't even go down the plug hole, so I had to do the tap. But before I did that, I was like, I'm gonna send that my mother to take a photo. She was on night, so I was like, I need to take a picture of that, just in case, you know. I was like, oh, this is what I just orked up, mum. Yay! And then as soon as she came home from work, she had a look at the back of my throat, because she's a midwife and a registered nurse. She just does the 111 stuff now. She used to do 999 as well and NHS Direct. And so she looked at the back of my throat and she said it's all pussy. Like I can't remember what I think she said it just was pussy at the back on that Tuesday morning, and I was like, great, lovely. No wonder my throat is killing. So yeah, it always goes to my throat. Colds do. As soon as I have an inkling of a sore throat, it's like no, 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 please no, anything but a sore throat, because I hate sore throats. Because then it just sets off a chain reaction, temperature, oh, body shivering and aching like it's going out of fashion. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my own worst enemy. I tell you. So yeah, um this is why it's took. I was gonna do a news episode, but because of my throat, I could barely get through like a minute or two without having to cough. So it I just thought, you know what, bugger this. It's gonna sound okay, but there's gonna be a lot of cuts and stuff of me just saying sorry. That's a big cough, and you might have heard it or whatever. I don't know, but yeah. So my throat's fine now. Let's get back to what I want to say to talk about. So, oh yeah, I was off for like 2 days because I was actually also meant to do I was on shift on Tuesday as well, which is typical in it. I become unwell and had 2 shifts the following day. I'm like, not a chance. And I wish I never went in work on Wednesday, but I did because I was fit. I was okay to work, but I was unwell still ish, not massively, but better than Monday. I could have gone into work Tuesday, I think, probably later in the day, because I was awake on Tuesday. As soon as my mom came home at about 8 a.m., I was like, yeah, I'm up. I've been asleep for over 24 hours, so yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, I may as well just stay up now because I've had my sleep. Way too much of it, to be fair. Way too much of it. So let's talk about First Direct. So to get to First Direct Arena, well, to the parking, we went up the M6 as you do from Stafford. It depends what type of day, or hopefully not much traffic is going on. We get onto the M62. I don't tell me which junction I get off at. I don't know the junctions for Toffee. Jump onto the M60 just before entering Manchester. Keep going around on the outside ring road of Manchester. Jump on to keep on to yeah, so we get off at the M62 to jump onto the M60, and then you get back onto the M62. Keep going all the way, and that's why my ears were doing a number on me, because that goes through Marsden View, which is, excuse me, the top half of the Peak District, by the looks of things. Yeah, goes through the valley, which is really nice. Didn't see anything. It was pissing down with rain. Uh, went past Huddersfield, kept onto the M62, and I believe, did we go off there or there? I think we got off here, or we got onto the M62, M621 to cut off basically instead of getting onto that A road, called Dewsbury Road instead of that road. We went past Ellen Road, then we turned left on the A643 into Leeds City Centre, went round the roundabout onto the A58, didn't go through the tunnel, got off on the inner ring road to Westgate, went through onto Oxford Place, onto Great George Street, onto Mirren Street, continue and turned left onto Wade Lane, and then turned left onto on Mirren Way to get onto the city car park, which is the Mirren Shopping Centre. Not the Mirren Shopping Centre, is it? Yeah, the Mirren Shopping Centre, which is part of the arena. It's called Shopping Centre and Arena Parking. It cost us 10 quid. I thought it was pretty decent. I won't lie. I'm hoping I'm not going to get a fine because we paid for it when we got there, which I'm hoping is, if I remember correctly, I think that's what the guy said when we entered the car park. So it was like, mate, pay for it before you leave or something. When you get there, I'm hoping he did. I'll probably get a fine in the door in the next week or so for a parking fine, which will be great. And say, oh, the guy told us to pay for it before we go to the gig, so we paid for it. Yeah, never mind. He probably meant make sure you pay it before you leave, before you get to your car or something. So yeah, we walked in, got before we walked into the building, there was a merch stand outside the arena. I obviously got myself a tea. I did have it on with me when I did the podcast when I was trying to do this earlier when I got home. For some reason, my microphone, I was messing with the bit that microphone plugs into the laptop, and it stopped the recording of basically of the podcast, and I was like, crap. Well, I don't want to do this again. Bugger it. So, and I'll tell you what they had. They had a black hoodie with Sam Fender with people watching, his eyes in like a letterbox thing. They had that on white t-shirts and black t-shirts, short sleeve, with the dates on the back for the UK dates anyway, for just these arena shows that they're doing. So yeah. And I think they had a Sam Fender scarf as well, and a few I think they had something for Wonder Horse, who were the support. They were decent. I'll tell you where they're from. If I remember, they're from Bristol. No, from Newquay. Sorry. They're an English rock band formed in 2020. 2000? That doesn't. 2020. That didn't roll off the tongue like I thought it was going to do. So Wonder Horse became a full band in 2021 with Slater on vocals and guitar. Being joined. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Being joined by Harry Tristan Fowler on guitar, Peter Wood-in on bass, and Jamie Staples on drums. They have released 2 albums and toured internationally. And they reminded me of... I did say they reminded me of a band. The DMAs. They reminded me of the DMAs, but more rocky, if you know what I mean. They sound a bit more heavier than the DMAs do. Um, that was my take on it. That was my thingy of them. So yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah, excuse me, I'm yawning now. Anyway, so we got into the arena. 2 stairs either side of the main entrance, and in between those 2 staircases, you had the steps to go down into the standing arena. And I wish I did. We had tickets. Well, I wish I sold the seated tickets. Actually, no, I didn't. I'm happy that I did sell the standing tickets because we got there pretty late. Like I said, my mate finished work at 4, and obviously, it took us what should have been just an hour and 55-minute journey turned into like a 2-hour and 20-minute journey because we left Stafford 4:30, I think it was. Yeah, around about 4:30. Might actually have been later than that. Actually, it might have been no. Hang on, let me just check me message. Let me check my message because I want to give you like a thingy. Yeah, I'll scroll right down to whoever. Right. 4:20 is when my mate arrived at my house, and we probably got onto the motorway at 5 o'clock, I'd say, because we went to fuel up and get Mackey's, because obviously he had just finished work, and I was a bit hungry as well. And oh Jesus Christ, I nearly dropped my. I've got a cup of hot chocolate, and then I picked it up so weirdly, and I nearly dropped it then that way where my PC is. That would not have been good at all. So yeah, and I think I did text my mom. I texted my mom when we sat down at 7:39 when we got into the arena. So maybe give it 10-15 minutes when we parked up, I'd say. Yeah. So it was just shy of, yeah, just around, I'd say 2 hours and 15 to 20 minutes it took us. So an extra 20 minutes, half-hour journey with the traffic and everything. It was horrible. Tea time traffic, just, yeah. So happy for the fact that we had seat tickets because, yeah, the issue is the dates for the other shows that we're doing at Birmingham and Manchester. They're both on the weekend. So that's the reason why we went to Leeds, because that's the next close one, really. Um, bugger going down London, and bugger going to Newcastle. Yeah, good luck trying to get tickets for the Newcastle gig, actually, because I don't have a Newcastle postcode. Because if you were one of the lucky few, one of the lucky people to get tickets for his Utilita Arena show in Newcastle, you had to have a certain postcode, if I remember. I think you had to have like 3 or 4 postcodes to be granted. It was a ballot, if I'm not mistaken, to get tickets. Which, fair play. I think that's the way to do it, by postcode, because you can't. Well, you can make up a postcode, really. I mean, especially if you. But mm, I feel like there needs to be a better way of doing whole ticket things and stuff. You need to, I think, so in order to put, they need to do named ticket holders again. What they need to do is have your face and your name on your ticket, and you're meant to take your ID with you to the gig. Um, Obviously, if you're under the age of 16, you won't have ID, so you can ask for one when you apply for, because a lot of these places now that have, well, First Direct Arena, they have AXS as their ticket partner now. So do the Birmingham arenas, and I was going to say AO has that now. AO Arena in Manchester. Um, and obviously, when you buy on Ticketmaster, they get redirected to that app. Because that it's all digital now. But your digital profile should have a photo of you on there, and you should have some form of like face ID, name, date of birth, all that shebang on there, and it should be approved and whatever. Maybe like use your passport number or your driver license number or whatever, or your national insurance number. Um, so that, because you can't those type of things you can't generate randomly. They're just, yeah, they're tied to you and you only. So it would sort out the whole ticket debacle of having to purchase tickets, because then there would be no ticket outs whatsoever. Expect. But can bots bypass all this crap that I've just suggested? I don't know, but who knows? They probably can, to be honest, but anyway, because they bypassed the bot detection thing on Ticketmaster, I tell you. What a load of bollocks that is. So, where were we? So, we walked upstairs. We were on the second, the second tier. For the gig, they had the floor admission, general admission, then level 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 tiers, and I was like, oh, man, I was hoping to be further down, on the second tier, but hey ho, we had a good view, and that's the good thing about the First Director in here. You don't really have a restricted view, unless if you're in the sight lines of where the speaker stack is. But yeah, because you might not see the screen, but it's not much of a restrictive view because you can see the stage and everyone. And so, like I said, from every place in the arena, you won't have a restricted view whatsoever. It obviously depends what type of stage the band or artists have, but it was a great show, great night, um, and I enjoyed it very very much. Excuse me. So let's talk about the show. Um, it was cracking. I think that the production of the show was decent as well. They had a few issues with a few of the panels for the screens. Um, they sorted that out fairly quickly, but they kept glitching out a few times. Not not like glitchy effects, but like a real like proper glitching. Um, that weren't obviously meant to happen, because I think at 1.1 there was a bit, maybe like 20 panels, they were it was just completely black, and then it messed up the whole center picture where it was just only half, and then that picture got duplicated again but in the left corner, and they sorted that one pretty quickly. That was early on in the show. The light show was good as well. I enjoyed the light show. They had a few flames at the back of the screen, which I thought was fun, which is great. They had a bit of pyro at the end, which I loved very much. You can't beat a bit of pyro. Um, it, that was like on the two bits of the on the at the top on each side, which I thought was really great. So yeah, um, I saw as we were getting into the arena. Actually, we well, I know him, but if any of you guys know him, he's his name's Rob, and he goes to a load of gigs. He goes to festivals, and he goes to near enough every gig that I would like to go. He owns a YouTube channel called TPTV, and I didn't say hello, but I was like, "That's Rob." I was like, "Oh, that's that guy. That's cool." And my mate Ewan was like, "I do not know who you're on about." So yeah, and he was actually a little bit behind us as well. He was to the left a bit and then up a bit, like maybe a few rows up. 'Cause we were only about four, I think 5 rows from the top deck, from the wall that separates us and the VIPs. We had a bit of issue locating our seats. We went through the right door, but we walked up the stairs, and I had a blonde moment. I saw number one, and I asked the guy next to him, was like, "What seat number is that one next to you, that you're sitting on, mate?" And he was like, "Number two." And I was like, "Oh, we're down there." So it's obviously, I thought it was one, two, three for us, but we were on the right hand side. I didn't ask. I don't know why. I just assumed we were both. It was this side. And the the guys' seats that we were in was the same. And as soon as I sat down, I was like, "Why didn't they tell us to go through that block on the ticket? Because we're like 6 seats away from the stairs there." So it got me thinking. I'm like, maybe we're that side, you know. Hmm. And then 20 minutes later, I was some guys came and said, "You're sitting in our seats, guys." I was like, "Oh, are you block 212 by any chance?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, and then we weren't the only ones. So yeah, when we got to our real seats, there were a couple here, well, to the left of me. They sat down, and they got they unfortunately that they were meant to be the well two seats to the right of us. They thought it was obviously the other way, number wise. Um, so yeah, but there was people next to Ewan who were in the wrong seats, and it was their seats as well. So yeah, they must have got their row wrong or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was a bit funny. But it the seat numbers aren't on the seats, and obviously if someone's sitting down on them, you can't see them. Because you basically walk up the stairs. Block 213 is on the left. Block 212 is on the right. But it tells you the row letter, the 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 letter of the row, but it doesn't tell you seat wise if it's 1, 2, 3 or 2019, 18, that side or whatever. So yeah, that's the only thing I would suggest that they need to put down is the numbers for it. So Sammy Boy Fender, the set list is slightly different to his Dublin show. He didn't play Dying Light um, in Dublin, which I thought was cracking. So they played 16 songs altogether, 7 from 17 going under, 4 from People Watching, 3 from Hypersonic Missiles, 1 from Dead Boys, and 1 from a single. So the songs they kicked off with The Kitchen, always a good tune, Getting Started, The Borders, and then this is where was playing the well, this is the new song that had just got released like a day or two ago. I think on the day of the Dublin show. So I didn't really know the lyrics that much. Wild Long Line, then All Is on My Side, which I did not know a single tune, but I did not know this song at all. It was one of his EPs from like 2019, and then he played 2 new ones on the bounce, which hadn't been released yet, which is very risky, I might add. Maybe 1 is okay, but 2 that haven't been released, that's risky business, I tell you. But they're doing something right. He's selling out arenas, and they've only done 2 albums. So nostalgia's lie, sorry, in arm's length of the 2 new ones that haven't been released yet, which he played at Dublin. And then he played We Will Talk. You can't beat We Will Talk, which is a shame. That should have been on before The Kitchen, maybe. The Kitchen should have been maybe an encore song and then jump into Hypersonic. I said he played People Watching, Spice and How Down Only Death Queue, which are my 2 favourites. It's because they're like they're really rocky. I think anyway, and quite I'd say they're quite heavy. uh, Get You Down, Spit of You, The Dying Light, and 17 going under. One I wish they had played was Play God and Saturday, which would have been the icing on the cake. But just shy of an hour and a half set. It was literally an hour and a half set, I think, all in all. There was a bit of football banter, which was cracking. Because it was the Newcastle versus Liverpool match. And I think they came on stage, and I think at that point it was 2-1 to Liverpool, wasn't it? And then obviously Liverpool scored Newcastle got a goal back. And he went test 2-2, and he was like, "Yeah, they're winning, they're drawing 2-2. I'll that's fine, keep it that way." And then obviously Liverpool scored 3, and then and it was like, oh no, we're losing, damn. and then, and obviously later on, it went 3-3, and we were like, oh, it's 3-3, brill. And obviously there must have been a lot of Newcastle fans because a lot of people were wearing Newcastle t-shirts because obviously that's what you do for a Sam Fender gig. So yeah, or they're just trying to, what's the word? Not basically, what is it? It's a trend, isn't it? What's it called when they're copying? Is it called copying the trend or something or other? Or what's the bloody word called? I think you guys know what I mean. I'm gonna Google it. Let's see if I can Google it. Copying trend. Other words. Let's copying other words. Oh, well, that's no. Others work. No, other words. Jesus. Um, Mimic. I think that's probably the best word to describe it, really. Um, Copycat. Yeah, something like that. Um, Faking it, maybe. Um, I mean, cloning's not what I'd go for, but I'm looking at words similar to copy. Yeah. Burlesquing apparently is a similar word. Fair enough. Trend jacking. That's the word. So your favorite coffee shop shares a video of employees doing the latest viral TikTok dance challenge. Suddenly, they're no longer just a coffee shop. They're part of a much bigger conversation, part of what makes trend jacking so alluring. Alluring. Copies your style. Yeah, copycat. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I spent too long trying to find an opposite word for copying then. What a numpty. So yeah. To fit in, that's the one. I think to fit into the crowd, that's what they do. Like when people go see Oasis, they wear a bucket hat. You know what I mean? Or a parka. You know what I mean? Um, that's what I mean. Um, there's definitely a word for it, but I can't. It's yeah. Right. I've talked about the set list, haven't I? I did say Hypersonic Missiles was on the last song. So yeah, it was a good show. Uh it was very ballsy to play two new tunes that haven't been released yet. I can understand the two the two that have obviously already been released. Um, but to have the balls to play two extra songs from the new album that people don't know yet was, which I think is really good. I won't lie. So yeah, Not many people do that, and this is the reason why I think this band is gonna headline everything, play stadiums, every year. Yeah, I mean they're doing it next year, but I think a band that does it really really good. I think Coldplay did it when they first headlined Glastonbury for the first time in 2002. The second album hadn't even come out, and I don't think they had released a song for that album yet. And obviously, they played majority of the songs on Parachutes, which was their first album, and they played half the set of A Rush of Blood to the Head, which hadn't come out yet, even for like I think for another 2 months. If I yeah, which I thought was, well, I don't remember. I was about 4 years old, but I've got that performance on my. I've. It's on YouTube. You can go look for it, and it's very ballsy for what they do, for what Coldplay did. Anyway, because I think they did it in 2005 as well. X and Y, I think it had just released that. I think it came out like a month before, so people still might not know the tunes off by heart. You know what I mean? So, which I thought was as well. So imagine that, twice on the bounce. New album's just about come out or hasn't come out yet. You know what I mean? And no one knows half the songs. So yeah, fair play. Fair play to Coldplay and fair play to Sam for doing it. So fair play to them. So let's talk about that album, shall we? Let's talk about the new album, People Watching. So there's a few versions. It's an 11 track album. It comes out on the 21st of February. I think that's on all platforms, on digital and on record and vinyl, record and CD, sorry. So the track listing is People Watching, Nostalgia's Lie, Chin Up, Wild Long Lie, Arm's Length, Crumbling Empire, Little Bit Closer, Rein Me In, TV Dinner, Something Heavy, and Remember My Name. And that info was correct as of the 13th of November. So if you go onto Sam's website, on his official store, there's your standard black record, which you've got the five of them sitting down at a table, and then you've also got a black and white sort of splatter vinyl, which is a store exclusive on Sam's store, with a different cover. It's obviously some of the same kids on the regular photo, but they're outside what looks like a war-torn, post-war Newcastle or wherever it may be. Yeah. But if you went on to, like, I get my records from Banquo Records, Rough Trade, and Townsend Music online. They have a different LP. It's called a Blue Yoke. It's on the Indies, and HMV do it now. HMV apparently are getting into the indie headspace now when it comes to records now. I mean, they have a massive collection of records, which fair play to them. I'm guessing it will be either a clear white outer semicircle on the record, with a blue splatter yolk type thing, like an egg is, but it's just blue in the center. And it's a different image as well on the front cover. It's got two people on what looks like a dirt field, some fields. One guy with a bike, and there's telephone lines in the on the back drop of them. Yeah, so I will probably be getting that one because I like myself a different type of coloured um, record. So yeah, so that's that album called People Watching, and it's out on 21st of February. So, so yeah, uh, venue. I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think parking was fab. But that's not the arena. I don't think the arena owns it. I think it's part of the shopping centre, which is owned by the council. Actually, no, because it's called a city park, so it's privately owned, should I say? Well, it's operated by City Park, but so, but obviously, yeah. Anyway, um, and when we got there, the guy said, "Oh yeah, it's going to take like an hour and a half to get out. So good luck." I was like, "Oh, cheers." And he wasn't lying. It took us about an hour to get out the car park, which was fun. So anyway, never mind, eh? So I'm gonna give the venue a 9 out of 10, just purely off the basis. I think it could be done with numbers on the floor where you have the lettering for the seats. The block is so you can clearly see the block is visible, which way is your block you need, and obviously which row you're going to be sitting on, you know. But they need the numbers on where the letter is to indicate, oh, we'll be that end instead of, yeah. Because it confused me and a lot of other people. So, yeah. So I'm probably not the only ones. It's probably confused my mum and dad because this is their favourite arena as well. But as well, I wouldn't say it's my favourite arena. I love what used to be the LG Arena in Birmingham. The LG Arena, then it got called the Genting Arena, then Will Resorts Arena, and now it's called BP Pulse Live, which is horrible. Never mind. Second favourite arena is got to be AO Arena, and then Co-op Live. I think Co-op Live is in a decent arena. I think I've, apart from getting a cold at the Cortinas gig, the two gigs that I've been to that arena have been fab, and I've been standing for both of them. That was the Killers earlier in the year, and obviously the Cortinas. So yeah, it was cracking. So what is left for me for the year? Obviously, this is episode 11. So when it comes time to be going to Slipknot, I'll be going to see Slipknot at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester on the 17th of December. I'm seating, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, it's not unfortunate, but I thought, why not? I'm not gonna. Excuse me, yawning. I'm not gonna enjoy it when. I mean, to be fair, I would enjoy a mosh pit, but I would love to just watch them play, and then when I, when they put another show on, maybe I would be inclined to get standing because I know it's going to be a good gig. But I want to I want to hear them and have a good time and stuff like that. So, and to be honest, the tickets are quite a bit away. So if there's still tickets left, I'm gonna see if we can try and maybe get a ticket that's further down, because I think I've got like top level tier in seating. I'll tell you where I will be sitting. Well, I won't give you my full seat. I'll give you the section is 306 and row 2, to be fair. Row 2, but we're on like the second tier, and it's a big arena, so we're gonna be quite far up in the nosebleeds, which I'm not too keen on. But row 2 is decent, which will be fine. Shame it's not row 1, because then it's like at the barrier then, which would be fun. But hey ho, never mind. So yeah, that's it for Sam Fender. What we giving Sam's show out of? I would say 8 out of 5, 8 out of 10, purely off the basis. I think personally, playing 2 extra songs from the album that hasn't released yet is a bit of a risky move. Even the one that had just been released was a bit of a risky move because I don't know the tune for that one. Um, and to be honest, more tunes as well. I think 2 more tunes would have probably been chef's kiss, instead of 16 tunes. Um, yeah, yeah, like an hour and 40 to 45 minute gig would have been perfect. But I think the night as a whole was great. You could really feel the energy in the room. You could feel, I think you could feel everyone's like warmthness. Um, I feel when you go further north, everyone feels like everyone's different to like people in the south. Because I've been to gigs, obviously in London, and it's like, oh, all these lot are a bit. They're snobs basically. They're up their own arses. Half of them are, and so you know, Leeds, Manchester. It's friendly and kind, and yeah, and we felt welcome in Leeds, even though Leeds. Sorry to the people of Leeds, but it's a shithole. I tell you what. Um, but that's not their fault. That's the council, but that's the government's fault actually. Because the further north you go, the less the government's reach is. So yeah, so it's unfortunately nothing for the people of Leeds and Yorkshire can do. But yeah, to be honest, it's a nice little city. It's a nice little city. I'd prefer it to Manchester definitely. So yeah, really really nice city. Hopefully, if we go to a gig in Leeds again, um, we'll go much earlier, and obviously because we'll have a standing ticket. Um, hopefully we'll be it will be better. So we'll go to the restaurants and stuff and have a good time. Oh yeah, and the birds are fit as well in Yorkshire. Just saying. That's not my words. That's my mate Ewan's words. Anyway, I think that's it. So concert 21 of 22 in the books. Um, I was counting them earlier, um, and I'm gonna count the gigs I'm going to next year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 13. So I am seeing Busted and McFly twice when they do the Busted versus McFly. I'm seeing The Offspring, Parkway Drive, Coldplay, Catfish and the Bottlemen, Linkin Park, Iron Maiden, Sam Fender, 21 Pilots, Yumi at 6 twice, and the Wombats. That's a lot. And I said to him about you, and what would make next year perfect is an Oasis ticket, which won't happen because I'm not going to spend the amount that they're going for, especially proper ones on like seat unique. Which that's the reason why we're seeing Coldplay next year. I didn't get tickets when the tickets went on sale on that day, which I was really bummed out. I think to be honest, I had a good chance of getting tickets, but I think they had just gone by the time I was in, because I think I was like, oh, I don't know, like 70,000th, 60,000th in the queue, and yeah, by the time I got to it was a no. And it was coming up to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and luckily I I was in the queue for I'm Maiden, and I was lucky to get a ticket for Maiden. Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm going on my own for Maiden, Partway Drive and the Offspring. So yeah, to be honest, Offspring, uh, Partway Drive, I might sell the tickets for that. To be honest, might sell the ticket for that. I don't know. Might might not bother. I fancy going to see him. I don't know why, but yeah, but I got a standing ticket, which I'm gonna die in the mosh. Nah, I'm okay with a mosh and okay with a bit of jumping and a tiny bit of shoving, but that Kings of Leon gig we went to last year, it really messed me up a bit when it come to standing at a gig like that. So could you imagine at a heavier show? You know what I mean? Just I thought, ugh, but never mind. I'll probably still go see Partway Drive. Anyway, I'm trying to get Limp Biscuit tickets as well. So I was I was tempted, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for payday. And then by the time payday came around, standing tickets had gone. So I was a bit bummed at that, but never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you actually who I went to see this year. Before we end the episode, and maybe we'll kick off the new series with an episode of my Apple Replay. You know how Spotify have got their Wrapped? Well, Apple do their own. I'll tell. But anyway, so we are here. So concert number one. I'm gonna make a note of this. Let's make a note. Bring Me the Horizon. Oh, I don't want to type it out. That's really annoying. The 1975 in February. February. Went to see Judas Priest, which was probably one of the loudest gigs I've ever been to. One of the loudest. Bring Me the Horizon, we got to the front with that one. I have no clue how we managed it. Went to the Manchester gig, and I was dead centre of the state, where centre stage pretty much. Best nights of my life ever. Went to see the 1975 with my mom in Birmingham. Judas Priest with my dad. Had Saxon, mate, were probably better than Judas Priest, I won't lie. Went to see Slash and the Conspirators with Miles Kennedy, and they were awesome. I think Slash did like a 10-minute solo, which you should have seen the sweat dripping from him after he did it. It was incredible. Judas Priest still had it, if you must know as well. Then the next gig after that was the D, the Tenacious D. Uh, my mate Ewan wanted to go see him. He got tickets for him, and yeah, I'm glad he got tickets because it was a great show, and they kicked ass. They kicked ass indeed. The next one was Take That. Went with my mate Ewan, but also went with my mom and my nan. I think the last time I went a gig with my nan was a Take That concert. No, Robbie. Same thing in it, really. Robbie's heavy entertainment show at the Empty Had. See what I did there? And then the next one after that was Take That, I presume. It was a great gig. It was a great gig. Great gig. Take That was. I forgot how good they were. Um, Went to see Nickelback on my own. Uh, Ewan was going to come with me, but he had to. It wasn't a very good day. In the my best mate's household. Um, his doggo was yeah, it was time for his little doggo to go to doggo heaven. Um, so yeah. Then the next one was 30 Seconds to Mars, which I got ill from because I think I hugged a guy with a t-shirt off as I got on stage for the end thingy. I've got a photo of it here. It was incredible. Some guy, I've even got the guy on video. He's got, hang on, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He is wearing, he's a bald man with a very shaved chest. Got pulled on the stage like me. I nearly took down a security guard when 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 Jared pointed at me. I was like, "Let's go, let's go," and nearly pulled. I nearly pulled the guy. Well, that's weird. I nearly put like when he was trying to pull me out of the pit. He obviously I went dead. I was like, yeah, just lift me, just lift me, just lift me. I didn't help him whatsoever, and literally as soon as he tried to put me down, we nearly went on our asses together. It was hilarious. So yeah, but to be fair, I got ill from that, and I was fine because it was a once in a lifetime opportunity to be face to face with Jared Leto on stage. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll never forget it. Then it was The Killers from looking at my phone. Yep, it was The Killers for the Rebel Diamonds tour at the Cold Live Arena with Travis as support. Why does it always rain on me? Da 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 da. Yeah, went to see Kings of Leon. I think we're getting close to when I started doing my podcast. Went to see the Foos before all that debacle with his baby mama. Nah, I still love him. Still love him. Went to see Green Day. Nothing but thieves were support, and they were fabulous. AC/DC with this random girl that I hope is okay. That I met at a Queens of the Stone Age concert. Um, so yeah, that was fun. Took her home as well, and she lived in Bath. So I had to drive another hour and a half back home. I mean, there was no train, so, and I kind of felt bad she came all this way, and yeah, all the way to Wembley. I wasn't going to leave her in London, so was not going to leave her in London. Yeah, ACD Sweet. They still rock the house down. Honestly, um, Brian, not the same voice as he used to, unfortunately, Mr. Brian Johnson. But Mr. Young, well, that's another thing. Mr. Angus Young, I think his name is. I'm not very good with names. Angus Young. I tell you what, he gave Slash a bit of running for his guitar solos. I tell you. Went to see Busted. Was the next one at Trentham Gardens. That one was quite local, and I liked it. Then I went to see him at Flight. It was a horrible rainy day. I did take you in, but he wasn't feeling it. He left when the support were on. He went to go sit in the car, and to be honest, probably should have left with him because I was drenched as soon as the support ended. And then I got to see Linkin Park for the very first time, which was great. Oh, no, sorry, not the first time. The second time. So yeah, it was great. Able to get tickets, went down to London for that. I'm trying to look what else now. The Hooner. Went to the Sugar Mill, my very first ever small venue thingy. Concert, should I say. Went to see the Vaccines as well on Halloween. Kasabian. And then Cortinas. I always spelling Cortinas. Honestly, sometimes I keep forgetting how you bloody spell it. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't spell for shit. Can't spell for toffee. Ah, yes. Is. And then it was. Oh, yeah, the Cortinas was the last one. Then obviously. Who did we just go see? Honestly, brain fart right now. Sam Fender. Damn. Oh, I've just realised I haven't done a numbered list. Oh, that's hella annoying. Slipknot would be that. So. Oh, right, let's put it in the numbers list. If I can. Damn it. Eh. That was almost close. I need to put 666 at the end of format. Oh, that's not what I want. I need not a numbered, not a bullet point list. Jesus, it needs to be a numbered list. Can I just no? That's hella annoying. Really annoying. What did I do? Just do there. Used that messed my eyes up bad. Look, what am I doing? I'm just making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yes. So Slipknot will be 22 gigs. That's pretty much two every month. You know what? I said it to my mum when I came home. Money comes back. Money's temporary and stuff. Um, yeah, and memories, they have to be made. I can't remember what I actually said. I think money comes back, memories don't. So making memories while you still can, guys. If the concert ticket is a bit pricey, just take the plunge. Like I said, memories will last a lifetime. Money does as well, ish. But you can build that back up. That money you can. So, yeah. Season 1 finale is over, everybody. My new episode, I don't know what I'm going to call it, for the new series, which will probably be its actual name for the podcast going forward. And I'll see you on the next season. I'm going to be trying to get better and better at this. I've literally only done 2 news episodes. That's hilarious. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, hang on. I'm having a look at what I'm talking about. No, yeah, that's it really. Brill. Um, have a good night, everybody. Have a good day and enjoy the rest of what Sam Fender has to offer, because he is. That's the official store. So he is playing the rest of the week. He's on playing on Friday and Saturday at Manchester at the Co-op Live Arena. 2 nights, the 10th and the 12th at the London O2. Birmingham Utility Arena on the 13th, which is a Friday. 2 nights in Glasgow on the 16th and 17th, and then his home gig at the Utility Arena in Newcastle on the 20th of December. Sold out, apparently. I mean, if you try and go on Ticketmaster, there's probably a resale ticket somewhere. Twickets, even. So, yeah. Also, his gigs for next year, they're completely sold out for his New York gig, the Paris gig, the Tilburn gig. Zurich is sold out as well, and Cologne. Munich has sold out. The Berlin one, Amsterdam, and Brussels show is also sold out. The only one that hasn't sold out is Bergamo in Italy. It might have sold out by now. Let me have a look. No, still tickets available. And his other US date tickets, I think you can still get them by the looks of things. Yeah, I think you can. Fox Theatre in Oakland, I think. Oh, only balcony is available, and there's a handful available on the balcony. Balcony. Oh, I'm I'm out of it now. As Mr. Sam Fender would say, I'm skitzing out. Lasagna brain strikes again. I tried to do a Geordie accent then, and it did not work whatsoever. Sorry, Mr. Sam Fender. Mr. Samuel something Fender. Samuel Thomas Fender, that's the one. I didn't have to look that up because I'd looked it up earlier. I was going to say something then. Yeah, the tour. Good luck with the rest of the tour, and we'll see you next year at the London Stadium. The three St James Park gigs are sold out. The London Stadium gig, however, hasn't sold out, and there's still a lot of tickets. Obviously, he's just more popular up north, and obviously, people are going to want to go to the St James's Park gig because it's a better gig. But I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to get tickets for the Newcastle one, so I was just like, you know what, let's just get tickets for the London show. A, it'll be down in London, and two, well, it's at the, I think, well, at the London Stadium. In my opinion, I think they'll change venue to the Emirates Stadium. I think because it'll be slightly smaller, um, which will be a lot better to fill. Because I think that it's about six. I think it's about 80,000 people um for the London show, for his the Birmingham Arena show, the Birmingham at the London Stadium show. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say then. It's coming up to an hour and 21 minutes. I mean, to be fair, season finale and all that. If I say to be fair one more time, honestly, I want to get better at this. So I'm trying not to say and that the to be fair word, or well, or or. Um so yeah, that one as well. Well, I think and the Emirates will be a better choice if they have to relocate the gig, because I've looked at the tickets on Ticketmaster. You've got the ticket map, and there's like at least 80%, 70% of tickets available for each block, which isn't good. I'm hoping he doesn't cancel that show. It He should just relocate it to the Emirates, because trying to fit 80,000 people in for and that London stadium is going to be a tricky one. Emirates will be half that, so it would probably sell out much better. Um, I think you can get 54,000 people in the Emirates for a gig, maybe close to 50. Um, so it'll be just over 50,000 people at the St James's Park gig, because I know it was over 100,000 people. So it'll be roughly around 150 to 160,000 people at the St James's Park gigs. The Emirates Stadium seating capacity is 60,704. That's seating capacity. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Aside, so the maximum capacity to 72,000 for music venues. That's quite mad. That is really mad. The Killers played 2 nights as well, sold out as well. Me and my mum went to those shows. It was great, absolute great. First time visit. Well, it wasn't. Over 2 nights, 111,000 people were at the shows. Damn, damn, son. Sam Fender will support. Then that's what I mean. It'd be much better for the Emirates. So that's just shy of 55. That just above 55,000 people a night. So that's a lot better than trying to sell out an 80,000 capacity stadium that you're struggling to do tickets for. So not that I'm trying to beat down Sam. I'm just being a little bit realistic, you know. I mean, it's all well and good you're selling out your hometown gigs. You're gonna sell them out anyway, you know, regardless. So especially doing 3 nights. But you'd think his London show would sell out if the 3 Newcastle ones are selling out. So I don't know. But yeah, never mind, eh? Everybody me's hurting for you. Concerts, here you go. For the St. James's Park, here you go. The stadium has hosted concerts for many famous artists, including the Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Queen, Bob Dylan, Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, Kings of Leon, and Ed Sheeran. And obviously, it says in 2023, the stadium hosted 2 sold-out nights for Sam Fender. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. I've been able to do the poddy after the day after the gig, in the middle of the day instead of at night. So I think I've talked about everything that I can think of. Yeah. um. So that I think we're gonna end it here now, guys. So that's the end of season 1 up to 11 podcast. Like I said, will be changing the name of the podcast. I don't know what to though. So, and the first 2 episodes will be sorted in the next week or 2. We'll have my Apple Replay like music thing. I'll show you my top artists and songs and stuff. And it's better than Spotify, that's for sure. Sorry. Not sorry. So yeah. So have a good night and have a good Christmas actually if you're not gonna watch the next season. You know what I mean? So yeah. How do I end it? What can I say? What can I say? Oh, what Sam said for at the end of just before playing Hypersonic Missiles and Ali Pali. Let's play this song that got us into this mess or something like that. But I'm not going to play a song. I'm just going to stop the podcast.